So recently I seen a video by Scamboli Reviews called Anime Discussion. And I found it interesting because he touched on points that I find, well, interesting in the sense of just online discussion, centering anime. But if we're being honest, I personally think it applies to just discussion in general. But he was talking about the anime Madoka Magica in this case. So if you have not watched it, but if you're curious on the context of why I made this video, I will try to find it and link it down in the description just so people can know what I'm talking about. Not gonna lie, this video is low-key a piggyback off of that one because there were some things that he said that I found true, but also stuff that I wanted to add onto it. All that being said, be sure to, this might be a bit of a longer one, so be sure to take a step back, get a drink, make sure you stay hydrated. Like the video if you like these longer form analysis kind of type of videos, and subscribe if you want. I'm trying to hit 300 subscribers by March. That's the goal. But if you came here from YouTube Shorts, then subscribe, I guess, because this is the longer form of the clips that at the time of recording I'm in the process of making. So thanks. All right. A lot of people online don't know how to talk to people in real life, if I'm honest. This is kind of the result of many different things, but if I'm being honest, I think it's basically because a lot of niggas can't read, like, at all. Like, not even trying to be on some funny shit, but like, people genuinely cannot read. A homeboy sent me a statistic. A homeboy, he lives in Philly, and he was saying, oh, and I know it's Philadelphia, so it's not the greatest representation, but cut me some slack. Nigga basically was saying, oh yeah, most of the men in that city have a 6th grade reading level, and the average age for the male in that city is like 27, statistic at least. On average, a 27-year-old man in Philadelphia has a 6th grade reading level. I can understand a 10th grade reading level. I can understand maybe in the 11th grade reading level, but I feel like anything under a 10th grade reading level at any age past 18 is absolutely ludicrous. I'm not saying you gotta be out here reading the biggest and baddest books to challenge your literacy, but you should be able to read a sentence and understand the sentence. It's a surprise tool that'll help us later. There's an age-old tweet where bro is like, oh, I like pancakes. Oh, so you hate waffles? No, bitch, that's a whole different sentence. It is wildly enough applies to most discussions online, but let alone about anything anime related, shit, gaming related, shit, sports related. At the time of recording this video, Luka Doncic just got traded to the Lakers. And people might be wondering, Dev, how is this relevant? Let me explain. I was having a conversation with a friend, and I was saying, yeah, Luka Doncic got traded to the Lakers, but if I'm being honest with you, that nigga's not gonna run the ring in LA, not this year, at least. That based off of what I know about basketball, because I haven't been watching or keeping up with it as heavy as recent, but I still have been watching it. And they're like, nah, bro, Luka's a top 3 player in the league, bro. You're saying that he's trash? That's not what I said at all. At the time of recording this video, I just realized he just carried a team to the finals. So maybe, in general, he misinterpreted my sentence completely. So that's why I feel like it was relevance here. And I feel like people hear one thing and it goes out the other because they're not actually looking at what the person is saying, or they're not reading. If it's through text, they're not actually reading what the person is saying. And that's the main issue here when it comes to anything discussion related. No, my entire basis of this channel is just discussion. I wanted to open up discussion when I first made this channel, where I was like, I don't even care if it's 2 subscribers. I just want people to talk about, I just want people to talk about the same things that I wanted to talk about, because in my real life, kind of still today, but not as much, I don't really have people to talk about these things with, about the things that I find interesting, about the things that I don't like, what I do like. So that's why I made the channel. Because growing up, that's what it was like too. So when I got online and I seen how niggas were so horrible at just communicating and reading communication, it was like, damn, bruh, am I doing this for no reason? I'm not. I just say I'm still gonna continue doing this shit. But like, I'm not gonna lie, reasons like this and other bullshit reasons is why a lot of these platforms are low-key getting boring, because the whole point of a lot of these content or a lot of these platforms is for people to attempt to, at the very least, connect with people on topics that they love with or they love. But when you have people saying shit that they would never say in real life on these comment sections, it's just what are you doing? Like, there's so many discussions online and so many instances in Instagram comment sections, especially IG Reels. They're so horrible. It's just straight rage. It's just straight rage, babe. Like, all the time you're just going to see people saying, oh, oil up, little bro, or some bullshit of that nature, right? Even when the video has nothing to do with anything sexual. So it's just like, you're saying this shit purely for clicks and engagement, but I know if we put you in real life, you're not saying that to anybody. And I'm not expecting you to. I don't want you to. But the fact that you're still saying it is just like, you could make a post saying, hey man, I think it's problematic when, I don't know, you shoot animals for fun. Just something bullshit like that. A nigga will be in the comment section talking some skill issue. Oil up, little bro. Like, what? What are we talking about? I get that it's supposed to be freedom of speech, but I don't think people should be freedom of consequence of what you're saying to people. If you say, I think your daughter is an ugly son of a bitch to their father, I would expect the father to slap the shit out of you. That just seems like this invades read manga and anime discussions. Now, you probably already heard me push a couple of agendas, anything One Piece related, in the past like 6 months of this channel. Not as much, but kind of. But there was a lot of agenda pushing, and there's still going to be agenda pushing, but there's going to be opened up real discussion afterwards. I'm not just going to be just, oh yeah, pure agenda, because that's not the point. We're all reading the story together. My agenda is, and it's not really a spoiler, niggas know who Shanks is from the first like 2 episodes. My personal agenda is I want Shanks to die. I don't like him. Get that character the fuck up out of here. Is Oda actually gonna do that? If he is, probably not to the end of the series, if we're being honest. But my agenda is I want that nigga going right now. Niggas will take the agenda shit way too far. I made a video a few months back about this manga called The Flowers of Evil. This manga was a shit show and was just using shock value simply for the sake of using shock value. Didn't really add anything to the story. Niggas gonna hop in the comment section and talk about something. Oh, just say you have no reading comprehension and move on. Then proceeded to not elaborate on any points. He didn't say, oh, you don't have reading comprehension, because if you read the story, you would have came to this conclusion or this, that, and that. Like, there's nothing to work with. You can tell the nigga is just trolling and pushing agendas and attacking someone's character simply for the sake of just saying, oh yeah, man, this guy has no reading comprehension. This guy has no reading comprehension. So I'm going to make a comment, basically making a joke. And I'm just like, I mean, yeah, I guess it's free engagement and whatnot. And when I asked him to elaborate, nigga didn't respond. So if Biden Trump Yowie, if you ever see this video for whatever reason, I hope you're stoked. Comment sections are filled with this. Sometimes even other videos that people make in response to things. It sucks that this is where discussion has come to, in my personal opinion. But if I'm being honest, I think one way to make a nigga look stupid is by asking 2 good questions. This goes for any topics, and I want y'all to try it out. Like, bro, I ain't get to sit here and cap. Like, there's too many examples where, bringing it back to sports, niggas would be like, oh, Michael Jordan is the greatest player of all time. I'll say, if he's the greatest player of all time, why could he never go left? Any basketball fan who's watching this video, they're not gonna be able to answer that, but they're probably gonna give like 30,000 different excuses. But I'm not gonna lie, that was pure bait, something like that. Or matter of fact, let's use a better example. Niggas would be like, oh yeah, Kyrie Irving is the best point guard in the league. And they're like, okay, do you think that Stephen Curry is a better point guard than Kyrie Irving? They'll be like, no. Oh, why do you think that? 9 times out of 10, well, I wouldn't say 9 times out of 10. I would say like 8 times out of 10. A lot of people wouldn't even be able to back up their claim. People just be talking to talk, and that's all right. But don't be mad when niggas make you look stupid by either asking questions for you to elaborate, or when you do elaborate and then they bring counter arguments and then you don't have anything to say to that, then you're looking stupid. Don't get mad at people when they do shit like that, because that's purely your fault. They didn't do anything. They're just asking a question. And that's one other thing I wanted to or comment on. A lot of people turn this stuff into attacks on characters when really it's just pure conversation. That's my whole thing. People don't know how to just have a conversation anymore. They have to turn everything into an argument. Like, if I ask a nigga a question, he'll be like, "Oh man, why you pressing me, bro?" Matter of fact, there's a clip. I'm gonna try to find it. I think it was this nigga Tony Stadavici. He was on the stream with RDC playing Marvel Rivals, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I think you should have about 15K." This nigga RDC Mark immediately, "Oh, how much you should have? How much should you get?" Niggas are so prone to just arguing that they don't know how to have just genuine conversations without taking offense to it, bro. And I know they were probably joking in that clip, but genuinely, that's how niggas is, like, just everywhere. But no, yeah, when you ask those two questions, don't explain nothing. Just ask a few questions and just see how dumb they gonna start looking after you keep asking them questions on the matter, because people don't know what they're talking about. And that applies to almost everyone on the internet. They don't know what they're talking about. Too many people are too comfortable speaking on things that, if we're being honest, they're nowhere even close to being as informed on. I'm guilty of this too. I'm not saying that I'm safe. I'm saying this is a genuine observation. People will call other manga trash just for the sake of doing that. And I'm like, all right, I guess, but why do you say that? Oh, I don't know. They're gonna push some random agenda, and they're gonna say, "Oh, the art style is trash." Let's go with that, right? You can say something is trash, but when it comes to something that's subjective, you can't really say that it's really, really trash. Like, you can say, "Oh, technique-wise, this character or this manga isn't doing this, that, and the third," or even if you want to bring it to a music discussion, "Oh, technically as a rapper, Lil Baby is not really that good." You could argue that and actually be right or wrong on that. As a sonically sound artist, that's purely subjective. You can say the same thing about Rod Wave. Rod Wave, as a writer, does not write good songs, but he knows how to make a good melody and things of that nature. You know, stuff that actually helps arguments, or not even arguments, just conversation. Sometimes you can just make an observation and then nigga will get offended by it. I will say NBA Youngboy does not make music that I like. I can say that, and there'll be like 30,000 Youngboy fans getting ready to storm my fucking house with like fucking machetes and but no, I personally don't like how people just throw out any logic and discussion out the window. I don't like that. I think that's stupid, and I don't think it accomplishes anything. But stuff like this makes it harder for people to discuss anything online. Because how can you tell when someone is being serious or not? Everyone is too busy memeing and agenda pushing to actually have any real conversations. You know what? Maybe that's my problem. Maybe my issue is looking for real conversations on the internet. Or so I thought. This obnoxious in person as well. It's just shown way differently. Everybody's trolling. Everybody's joking. Nobody takes anything serious. Third, well, I have a phrase that I've been using recently where it's, if you're never serious, you're always serious. And the disregard of logic, joking for every single conversation 24/7 is just flat out exhausting. So that's why I started using that shit. So it's just like, there's no way you're joking 24/7 and you don't mean none of the shit. I think J. Cole said it in the song. All good jokes contain true shit. And so if your joke is as good as you think it is when you're telling it, surely you think that there's some line of truth in whatever you said. But no, it's basically people are incapable of having a serious conversation without it turning into an argument. That's what people think it leads to. They think that, oh, if I have a conversation where I'm not joking with this person, it will lead purely into an argument. And that's just flat out wrong. That's not how conversations work. So I don't know why that's the thing. You know, that doesn't really make sense to me. If you knew how many times I'm being dead serious and niggas will laugh at what I said, it'd be way too many times. I rarely ever joke, if I'm being honest. I might exaggerate here and there, but I never actually like make too many actual jokes. Don't even get me started on conversing with people who never listen. Many times in my life, people will just cut me off or not even listen attentively to what I'm saying. So eventually I just stopped having conversations with people most of the time. I figured most people didn't really care for what I had to say. Now that while that may not be true some of the time, I realized that most of the reasoning is that people are just terrible listeners. They don't care to listen to anyone because they only wish to hear their own thoughts spoken out loud, which is normal. But if that overpowers the flow of the conversation to a point where it feels one-sided, you aren't even listening, nor are you even trying to listen, nor are you even hearing the other person. Then it becomes a problem. And if I'm honest, you are wasting the time of everyone involved. Yours, your friend, and I guess everyone else who's involved in the discussion. Because a nigga will type something, or even if it's like one of those people who be having debates on stream and shit, niggas will be saying shit, and then the person that they're talking to would just like be, all right, I'm gonna know what I'm gonna say, I'm gonna know what to say, I'm gonna know what I'm saying to this, I'm gonna know what to say to that, yada, yada, yada. They're not talking for the sake of talking, or they're not listening for the sake of listening to try to understand the other point of view. They're listening so they know how to combat it with the debate. That is their problem. And I feel like that is bleeding into a lot of aspects of our life. People are just trying to debate 24/7. And it's funny, people say they don't like arguments so much, but they love arguing. It's so insane. But I originally wrote this video to say that discussions online suck, but honestly, it's low-key just discussions in general, if we're being honest. And what can we do to fix this? Maybe less time on social media, maybe increasing our attention spans. It's wildly enough as simple as that if based off of my point of view, but also maybe a sense of empathy may help us. But once again, let's not get into logistics because I can't force niggas to care about other people. That's kind of what it is. Shit, I can't even force niggas to care about themselves. Once again, if you liked this video, be sure to like it. It helps a lot, but be also sure to subscribe. I want to make more videos for y'all like this. It shows me that y'all actually fuck with the content. So sub up if you want, or not. I'm not your dad, but I'm also trying to dive into other things. I'm trying to make reactions and things of that nature because I still haven't seen the Fantastic Four trailer. So I decided, fuck it, why not? Or at least at the time of recording this video, I haven't seen the Fantastic Four trailer. Based off how my life be going, I might fuck around and record that and edit that and post that before I even get around to this, so who knows. But I'm trying to get into other things, so it's not just this, but I might even start streaming on the channel, but I need better Wi-Fi. My shit sucks right now. But that being said, y'all have a good one, and thank you.